Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a tutorial for my Lucy style flower. This is actually one of my first 5 original flowers I ever designed 4 years ago. So I haven't made a video tutorial for it because it's made this exact same way as the basic PDF instructions, but I thought, you know, what the heck, I'll go ahead and make a video tutorial for it because some people just like to have that extra visual, and it's a very popular flower, so I thought it would be fun to share. So I'm going to go over our giant Lucy tutorial today, and we're going to first go over the supplies you're going to need. Okay, so for our supplies, we're going to need the Lucy templates. You can find the link to that in this video description. You're going to need 65-pound weighted cardstock in your choice colors. You're going to need scissors or a cutting machine. You can hand cut with the PDFs, or you can use the SVGs with your cutting machine, but you're still going to need to have a pair of scissors on hand, even if you are using a cutting machine. You also need a hot glue gun and something to roll the petals with, so like a pen or a fat marker or something. Okay, so next you're going to cut out all of your petals. Some of you might find that 7 petals comes together better for you, or 8, so I'm giving you a range here. Just know that either is going to work fine. If you're using PDFs, they're already pre-sized, of course, for you. If you're using a cutting machine, some of you may find the petals do not load at the sizes I saved them, so I have provided the measurements for each petals in this video description. It's a one and done, just plug it in, save your project, you never have to do it again. Unfortunately, this is beyond my control with the cutting software and how it reads it, so I do provide the measurements in case that pertains to you. In addition to these petals here you're going to cut out, you also might want to cut out a circle or use a circle punch between like 3 and 5 inch circle is fine. It doesn't have to be exact. You're just going to need something to cover the back of the flower with. So get all that cut out and we're going to start building our Lucy flower. The first thing I'm going to do after cutting out all of my petals is cut about a 2–2.5 inch slit at the bottom of all my petals, and I'm going to slightly overlap. You're going to do this with all of your petals. I'm then going to fold the petal in half at the top part only and gently crease a little bit. And I'm just using a pen here and I'm just curling the edges backwards. Again, repeat this with all of your petals, your extra large, small, medium, extra small, all the petals. Once you get that done, then we're going to start building the flower. Grab an extra large petal and add some glue along the inner edge of one petal and overlap another petal. It's going to be about a 45-degree angle that you're going to overlap it at. And you're going to repeat this with all the extra large petals, going around until it basically forms a circle of petals. Now, also know that if you want to downsize this flower, it's really easy to do. Just subtract the use of the extra large petal. So just start with the large petal instead of the extra large petal. You can still, especially when you're getting to the medium and the small size petals, you can still create extra layers to keep the flower full, but just don't use the extra large or the large petal when you're downsizing. So a lot of people always ask me, how do you downsize this flower? Well, that's how you do it. You just subtract the use of one of the petal sizes and downsize from there. Running out of glue here, so excuse my pause. You're going to go ahead and add your last bit of glue and overlap, and then you want to close the flower. So just add a little bit of glue to the last petal there. It should naturally meet and overlap. Like I said, some of you might feel 7 petals overlaps better. 8 petals might work better for some in the first layer, so whatever you feel comes together best for your natural style, then just go ahead and go with that number. I'm flipping the flower over now, and I'm using just a piece of paper to use a circle punch with, and I'm just cutting it out with a circle punch. This is like a 3.5 circle punch, but you can even just cut a square or trace a circle out if you want, and just glue it over the open back. So that just keeps it from having a hole in the back. The next step is going to be to flip the flower back over and kind of push the petals down a little bit just to make sure the glue stuck well to the circle you glued over the back. Grab your large petals and add some glue to the bottom of the back side of the petal, and then start gluing those in. You want to aim here to have your large petals going directly in between the extra large petals so that they alternate with each other. You don't want the petals to be directly stacked within line with each other. You want them to alternate, so it creates that blooming flower effect that we're wanting to go for here. So I think I end up with 6 or maybe 7 petals in this layer. I don't remember. 7 petals in this layer as well. And that's fine. So if 6 worked better for you, that's fine. If 8 worked better for you in the second layer, that's fine too. Everybody's going to have a little bit of their own style here. On your last petal, attempt to try and tuck it under the first petal. It gives it more of a seamless look as you go. Then I'm going to move to my median petals, and I'm going to repeat the exact same thing. I'm just going to add some glue to the bottom back side of the petal and place it in the center, and make sure that my median petals are now being placed in between the large petals, so that it again creates that blooming effect that we're aiming for here. Keep doing this with your median petals, and then we're also going to do it with our small and our extra small petals. I'm continuing here, just adding in my small petals the same way we've been doing all along. Going to add, you'll probably end up with 5 or 6 petals in your 4th layer here, and probably 5, maybe 6 in your 5th layer of your extra small petals. You'll find that if you look at the PDF instructions that are included with the Everly style flower, that these instructions are all basically exactly the same. So if you like to have pictures to look at too, then you can also follow that guide, and it's going to go over the same things I'm going over with this flower. I'm adding in my final extra small petals here. And again, just try and glue them as best you can in between the previous layers so that they're not directly stacked, but they're alternating with each other. For the center of this flower, I teach a pom-pom center in the PDF instructions, so you can look at that. I'm also going to link 2 different videos that have some variations on how to make the pom-pom center if you want to watch a video on it. So that's what I'm adding here. Just know that you'll be able to find that information in the description or in the PDF instructions. Enjoy your Lucy flower!